Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today, we're going to be opening up another Lorcana. I guess we didn't open up a box last time. We opened up a trove, but wanted to share a box with you guys. I feel like I've earned it because I learned how to play, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you. Those of you who are looking or interested in checking out the game. Let me just say, first off, I don't understand why they didn't shrink wrap these boxes. Now, you have this little pull tab thing. You can obviously tell if the box has been opened or not. But if you just, like, people are gonna do this exactly is what they're gonna do. They're gonna take a pack out like that, and they're gonna put the packs back like this, and you will never know. I mean, you can look, but you would never know. That's going to be an issue with these. It'll be interesting to see how that happens, but I wish they would have shrink wrapped them. I don't really understand why they didn't. Yeah, anyway, let's just keep going. I'll let the comment section handle that one, and we'll keep rolling. It's just one of those things that makes no sense not to do, in my opinion. So anyway, I learned Lorcana. I know I pulled the really cool Mickey last opening, and I didn't know exactly how rare it was. I was baffled by how rare it was. So there are 5 rarities here. There's like a common, an uncommon, a rare, a super rare, and then a enchanted, which is what I pulled. So this is the common, uncommon. Here's your rare, and then your super rare, and then here's another. This is a foil common, and so then there's the enchanted, which is what I pulled in the last video. So I'm not a huge fan of that many rarities in card games. That's just a personal preference. I know there are a lot of successful card games that do it. In my opinion, I just don't understand why you need that many rarities. But I digress because I want to talk about gameplay. We had a lot of fun. Oh, Tigger, look, it's a Tigger hopping up and down. We had a lot of fun playing, and we're doing a learn to play event, or did a learn to play event on Saturday. All right, this is the higher than rare rarity in this Elsa. I don't remember what it's called. It's not super rare, and then there's one higher. It's hard to, that's one of the reasons I don't like all the rarities, is because it's hard to remember all the names. But I was surprised because I kind of thought this game was going to be a little bit more like Pokemon, where there was less interaction. But one of the things I was really surprised by is your ability to attack your opponent's allies directly, and you can only do so if your opponent has already gone on a quest, if they have, I guess, exerted themselves or tapped, basically. If they've gone on a quest, and in order to win the game, you go on quests and you get points. You get 20. If you get 20 quest points, you win the game, and you tap or you exert your hero or your ally in order to get those quest points. And so as you are getting quest points, you are opening yourself up to be interacted with, which is a really interesting mechanic, and something that I kind of thought, you know, there wasn't going to be that much interaction in the game, and there was. And you can see that, like, a card like Tigger can tap to go on 2 quest points, and so those cards are more strong, and so there's a lot of interaction, and I was surprised by that. I did not anticipate that there would be quite that much interaction. Ursula there. Beautiful. It's too easy. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So your lore is your 20 life, basically, but you are trying to gain to get to 20 and you win. So there's a lot of cards that do this, and when you play this character, each opponent loses a lore, which is really, really cool. And I love those mechanics. One of my favorite ways to play, I was playing the emerald and ruby color deck. That was the one I was playing, and I loved when you could go on a quest and it would also remove lore from your opponents. Those mechanics were really, really cool. There's a Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. So anyway, really cool to see a lot of interaction in the game, more so than I thought there would be. In fact, there's a whole mechanic called evade, of which when that ally taps to go on a quest, it is protected because it has evade, and in order to interact with a card with evade, you have to also have evade. So there's a really cool mechanic that kind of protects you from being interacted with, and I like that too. Part of your world, okay. And we have a Prince Philip, which is an uncommon cold foiling. See, I still don't love the cold foiling. Yeah. But yeah, really cool. It was a lot of fun. Everybody in the shop who was hanging out and playing really enjoyed it, and we're talking a lot of people who had played a considerable amount of TCGs. Not, you know, the demographic wasn't for us wasn't like a super high. Okay, what do we got here? Sorry, this Tinkerbell is really good. Okay, it's a giant fairy. So then this is one of those things, shift 4. So you can pay 4 instead of casting this for 6. You can cast it for 4, and you can play it on another character named Tinkerbell. And then catch this, it doesn't have the summoning sickness type mechanic. And a Flot Sam, Ursula's Spy. Okay, our first of the rarer cold foils. So when you shift, you don't have summoning sickness, which is another really cool interaction, because as your character gets stronger, it doesn't have that weakness of not being able to tap to do the things that it needs to do. So I don't know, I think the game has more legs from a gameplay perspective than maybe I thought it would. All right, so this is one of those ones where we got 2 of the legendary rarity, I believe it's called. It might not be called legendary, but more than rare in one pack. That's a really good pack. Marshmallow and a Hans, 13th in line. A lot of people in the comments being like, why do we want a Disney game where you're fighting another Disney character? And honestly, there's more fighting than I thought there was going to be. I thought they were trying to avoid the fighting. But it was fun to play, man. It was a fun experience. Beast, Wolfsbane. It was a fun experience, and all in all, I think the game's going to be pretty successful from a right below Magic the Gathering player standpoint. And it was really easy to teach and learn too. So I think there's a lot of successes built into this Disney IP. Pretty fun gameplay. The question for me is, do things like the kind of shortcomings, in my opinion, that could have been avoided, like not having a seal on the booster box. Like what? Like, come on, it's 2023. You have to have a seal on the booster box. Like, that's going to be, in my opinion, one of the pushbacks that the community, I think, needs to have. Oh man, Goofy. I love me a Goofy deck. I've heard that there's a deck going around that's really control-y, and that it's seeing a ton of play, and that it's a lot of fun. And so I've got my buddy Donald helping me put together a deck list. I typically run aggro in TCGs, but I'm gonna try to run some control. I'm gonna try it out on this one. Gotta be a little smarter. Robin Hood and a Stitch, and then a Mickey Mouse Detective here. Cool. Yeah, so I'm also gonna really cool to show off these. My daughter is, I was thinking about this from a perspective of a dad too, right? We're like, I'm excited for an opportunity for my kids to experience a TCG that maybe they will really get. My daughter's only 4, so there's a lot of cards in here that she still doesn't know of. Like, she doesn't know Lilo and Stitch, and so the opening experience with her is going to be interesting, because it's not like me where I know the majority of them, and there's definitely things I don't know who Dr. Facilier is. Definitely, I know who Pumbaa is. There's definitely things I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see, like, to take the Mickey card and show her the Mickey card and just see her reaction when she sees Mickey Mouse Musketeer and how excited she's going to be to open that. And I think that's going to be the joy for a lot of people, is just like enjoying something with their kids. And this was a really good dialogue we had in our stores. Is this a competitor to Magic? And I think Magic looks at this and they are just so excited. They are going to see a whole nother age group of people, just like they look at Pokemon probably, where a whole nother age group of people, another 2 of this rarity here, pick up and learn how to play TCGs. And then when they get older, they end up learning Magic because they've already been in a local game store. They've already been around. They've already been hanging out. And that's a really interesting dynamic you have with a game like this. where it's going to create a lot of demand for TCGs that maybe didn't exist previous to the game, because it's going to bring in a whole new demographic of people. And I hope that's what happens. I hope there's people who see this on Disney Plus, or I know George was going to Disney World this weekend. I hope they see it in Disney World, or they get a pack every time they walk in the door, and it brings more and more people to the ecosystem of TCGs, because I think that would be super cool. Aladdin. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know that we'll do like a metric ton of Lorcana stuff. We'll keep it in our dialogues. It will obviously be on the podcast, as we've already been talking about Lorcana quite a bit on the podcast. It'll be really interesting to watch the market and to see how people get, man, they have been very, Donald Duck, look at Donald Duck there. They have been very intentional about telling people they are going to keep these boxes in stock. So seeing a lot of sales in the $275, $300 price point. It'll be interesting to see how those people feel about the game when boxes, I think, inevitably will be back down to that 140s to 150s as they just get, into the game. But Milan here, beautiful cards. The artwork I like. I think the artwork is really good. I think there's a lot of text on the cards. There's a lot of different mechanic things. There's a lot of different layouts. You have to know a lot of these different, this is your casting costs. Some of these can be used for resources, your power, your toughness. There's a lot of different things to look at on the card. But when you're playing it doesn't, I don't know, it didn't overwhelm me. Now, I've played a lot of TCGs in my life, so I'm used to being able to figure that out. I don't know what the perspective is of somebody. I'm actually going to bring these decks up to my mom's. I'm going to try to teach my mom how to play this, because I'm just curious. She is not a TCG player, right? Like, she doesn't interact at all with TCGs, but she likes Disney. So I just want to try out the experience, right? Like, can you teach a 60-year-old non-TCG player how to play a card game, and does the IP go far enough to make them interested in learning mechanics that they're not, she's never exerted something. Really cool. Tekka Heartless. I don't know where that's from. Cruella DeVille though, I remember her. So 2 packs left. No fancy Mickey in this opening. So nobody in the comment section to tell me like, man, you pulled the best thing. You didn't even know. We wasted the good surprise on you. What movie? Name the movie in the comment section. Simba. Mona. This is really cool. She is, this is the one that We Can Fix It. Super powerful in the princess deck. Super powerful. And Peter Pan. And then the last pack here, a Mickey pack. Let's see if we can get another shiny, foily, exciting Mickey here in the close. Or if it's just a normal box, normal opening. This all 24 packs actually seem pretty large here. Iago, Lilo, and Dr. Facilier. Okay, so all in all, nothing crazy. Definitely a fun game. Definitely something, if you like Disney and you like card games, you gotta, why wouldn't you already be in on this? It's super fun. It is more interactive than I thought it was going to be, and that's really good for it, because I thought it was going to be a little solitary like Pokemon is. And I actually think this is going to be a strong addition to the local store, and I think that this is it's going to do good stuff. It'll be interesting to see if they can get over a few of the hiccups that I was a little worried about, like the ability to open this box to the side. Like, all you need to do is make this thicker and wider, and then you might be able to get away with this, but you have to have some sort of tape here. You got to have something, or I don't know. Anyway, have yourselves a great day. Be kind to the people around you. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We'll see you again next video.